to the game. I know it is crazy, seems quite insane, but there's something about it that lures all the same. We've chosen to come here, chosen to play the game. So you buy you a ticket and climb on the train. It's going somewhere, life is the place. So you find you a family, find your own space, learn a new part, walk out onto the stage. Create a story, create a life, searching for something, wondering why. Welcome to the show. You've been given amnesia, so you don't know that you write the story, you create the plot, you think you're a spectator. Haha, sorry you're not. Wondering why we have come, searching for something. Making money, reaching goals, protecting our own families, playing out our roles. We live pursuing happiness, buying things to fill our homes. It seems so elusive, we wonder why we feel alone. But we're never alone. Time to come home. Finding the love that lives in our hearts is all that there is. It's all it's about. So let's change the story and how we play the game. We take off our costumes and walk off the stage, remembering why to the game. I know it is crazy, seems quite insane, but there's something about it that lures all the same. We've chosen to come here, chosen to play the game, knowing why we have come, remembering it is just knowing why we have come, remembering we are wow, what an honor to be here. Thank you, VHS, for inviting me. Thank you all for getting up this morning early. It was early for me. I had 2 dreams last night about not like waking up at 8 for the first time. And then, anyway, I'm so excited to be here with all of you. And I have a question. How many of you would like to realize your dreams? Hey. You know, I do I do this talk, mainstream kind of audiences, Kiwanis clubs, and I get like 20%. So you guys rock. Give yourselves a hand, because you get it. The other question I have is that how many of you would like to make a positive difference in the world? Awesome. And you know, I get more people that want to do that. But how many of you really know that both of those two things are connected and actually are the ingredients for manifesting miracles? So I'm really, you guys are, like I said, you're awesome, you understand, and I want to really, hopefully today, just inspire you to keep doing what you're doing, maybe give you some tools that can make you even stronger and more powerful and focused on your dreams. And so that's what I hope to give you today, and maybe a little bit of inspiration and some enjoyment with my music. So, Diana, let's go to the next slide, because I want to start with definitions of dream. So I'm really not talking about the dream that is, from your sleeping dream, though the dream I'm talking about could come through your sleeping dreams. This is the thing you're being called to do, or one of the many things. I have a lot of things I've been called to do in my life. Make sure I don't get any feedback here. And so this is really I want to make sure we're all on the same page of this dream. This is the calling. It is, sometimes it's big, and it usually kind of has that, I don't know if it's possible kind of thing, because otherwise it really wouldn't be that much of a dream. It would be like, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. I know I can do that. That's not a dream. But, there's other things that are dreams. And then I want to talk about miracles. So Diana, can we go to the next slide, please? It's a definition of miracle. And I actually got this out of dictionary.com. And miracle being one of those things that's this extraordinary event that has it seems like it comes from somewhere else. It doesn't have any kind of, like I did this and, I went to the grocery store, I showed at the grocery store. It's a miracle. Well, it was a miracle because I didn't, I made it. I mean, life's a miracle. I have to say that. But what I'm talking about now is how do we really, expand what we can do and really create miracles when it is something that is maybe needing some natural powers, or supernatural powers. So why we don't pursue our dreams? So I want to acknowledge that it's hard. It's not easy, in this society especially. I think that a lot of us here are here because we do understand a broader picture of things. But in our society, and even in my own life, how many of you also have got a family member or somebody who just is like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that because I can't. Those are people we know and we get a lot of feedback in our cultures, like, oh, we should be safe, we should, do what's predictable. I mean, you go to college and they don't have, here's how you pursue your dreams class. They have, here's how you, sorry, they don't. So, good church for that, I like that. I mean, fortunately, we do have resources and people who want to talk about it, but we really are focused on, what's more predictable. So I do want to honor that, but so what I want to do is, go to the next slide, please. So this is actually a painting of mine, and it's a little fuzzy. Wow. I've been pursuing my dreams for most of my life. And when I was young, I loved to paint, and I loved to fly. My dad and I flew radio control airplanes. I loved to paint, and I decided to go to art school, and I really knew I wanted to grow up and be an artist, but actually in college was not that good. But I kept at it, and I found that I was inspired by sacred sites, and I started painting sacred sites from all over the world. And I started, actually in the mid-90s, made my living as a painter. It was a really amazing opportunity. And so I did that, and I went to places like Machu Picchu. This is from the Inca Trail at Machu Picchu, and the original of this painting is 5 feet by 5 feet tall. And so, it just was been one of my dreams to do that. Well, towards the late 90s, and Nigel did kind of talk about this, he took a little of my story, but I wound up actually, the art world was kind of changing. My 2 main galleries closed, and I had to make a living, so I actually went back to my computer business, which had been going on, and we decided to build some software. I said, okay, I'm going to build this software, we're going to sell it to a big company, we're going to make a ton of money. It's during the .com, everybody's doing it, so we could too. And I did it. It was awesome, and you know, the actually kind of, well, I would say 50-50. I was doing it for the money. It was stressful. It was kind of exciting. I was excited about, hey, I'm going to realize this. But then we got there, and actually the irony is that it was September 11th, 2001 that the contract was to be signed for the sale of the company. And so that's why it really sticks in my mind, this time frame. And then it was actually, so 3 days later we actually did sign the contracts, and what I was told, here you go, is $1 million in stock, and oh, by the way, you have to stay here for 7 years to get it. So I did walk into a big corporation that I had my prison cell called a cubicle, and an insane asylum called a corporation. And the other part of the story is that the corporation and the division, it was really very much about making money for some people and using other people. And I won't go into that, it's a whole other story. But the integrity within the structure was so outside of who I was as well. It added to all the components of, I'm a creative entrepreneur, they didn't care. They didn't want my creativity. And I was miserable. I mean, I was $1 million, and I actually was making a great salary, an executive job. I had a house in San Diego. I should have been really happy, and I should have been like, I got the American dream. And I was suicidal. I couldn't get out of bed. And then I got antidepressants just to get me out of bed, and I just was like, okay, I don't want to be alive, walking around. And I was just so distraught, and I really was like, okay, this is it. And up until this point, my spirituality had been kind of connection to nature. But I knew that this guy named God out there, maybe he'll listen to me if I talk to him. And so I sat down in my living room, crossed my arms and legs, and sat down and said, all right, God, you tell me why I'm here, or I'm leaving. And I got this sense to get my journal, and I got my journal, and I wrote, God, what do you want me to do? And then I heard and wrote, nothing, Diane. I'm like, okay, you said that. And then I heard, yes, that's the message. You don't have to do anything. You could sit under a tree, and you would be perfect. Your depression comes from you believing that you have to do something. But if you focus on fun, joy, and love, your joyous action will be my love in motion. And then it signed Love God. I'm like, wow. Now, two things happened. One is that I knew something miraculous had just happened to me in my life. I felt it. I knew it was not me. I knew it. I had a sense it would be part of me, but at that point I really believed in separation theology. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is weird, but I had to have more. And so I started writing in my journals every day, and I started connecting to this one. And this one began to teach me about all the stuff I had no idea about, oneness theology, that we're all divine. And so at that day, really became a channel for divine wisdom to come through me, and became my teacher. And it was a really big blessing. And with that, I had the courage to walk away from the stock, walk away from the company, and move to Colorado, and pursue my dreams again. And I started actually working in renewable energy and working in environmental education. And you know, it was like been a really incredible journey these last 10 years. But it was recently I had a conversation with a family member who was like an incredible musician, like 1,000 times better than I ever thought I could be. He's amazing, but he doesn't touch his guitar, and I know he loves it. And he's like, oh, Diane, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do what you do. And I'm like, but Mark, you know what, man, you gotta you can at least pick up the guitar. Just touch into your dream a little bit. He's like, no, you know what, and it was kind of like a little bit of the judgment thing coming out of it towards me. Yeah, well, I'm responsible. And so, as I left, I'm going to switch microphones. As I left the house, I started driving down the road, and I started hearing my father's voice coming through me, singing me this song. And so I picked up my iPhone, and I turned on the recorder, and I started singing. So I'm crying and singing into my iPhone. And it reminded me of actual conversations I had with my dad, because I realized the reason why I pursued my dreams really was because of my father. And this is what he said to me. Years ago I said to my dad, I want to be just like you. Have a shot, work real hard, know that I can make it through. Looked at me with a tear in his eyes and he said, don't ever say anything like that again. Your dreams are what you come to live, and they go on and on. Dream your dreams, make them come true. Find your wings and fly. Don't let the weight of obligations bury your dreams till they die. These many years have been quite a ride. Followed my dreams up to the sky. Made $1 million and lost it all. Then found my heart and heard its call. He looked at me with a shake of his head and he said, where did you get the courage to do all of that? Don't get hurt as your mama worries, and I live through you vicariously. Dream your dreams, make them come true. Find your wings and fly. Don't let the weight of obligations bury your dreams till they die. As I stand here on the stage, I know my father's here today. Now he flies on angels' wings, and he lives on in my dreams. Looks at me with a smile in his eyes and he says, please remember everything that I have said. Your dreams are what you come to live until then they go on and on. Dream your dreams, make them come true. Find your wings and fly. Don't let the weight of obligations bury your dreams till they die. Dream your dreams, dream your dreams, dream your dreams, and make them come true. Thank you. Thank you. So, I can't tell you how important it is to realize your dreams. Because if you don't, who will? I mean, there's so many reasons, and if you really understand what they are, what they're calling you, what it is that is happening when you have that inkling, that idea, that sense, who is talking to you? So Diane, go ahead and let's go to the next slide, because it really is that it's through pursuing our dreams that we can manifest miracles in this world. It is how we actually co-create with the universe. Universe is, and it's like it's sort of this funny thing because it's sort of external. It's like the bigger universe and our own soul coming together. So there is an individuated desire. The dreams that are ours are ours. It's not like they're being imposed on us because I believe we choose them at some point. Just like the first song, we chose to come here. And I think we chose to experience a lot of different things, and sometimes it's specific, and sometimes it's, hey, let's see what happens. So, a little of both, probably. So let's go to the next slide. So why do we need to pursue our dreams? You know, and then what does realizing mean anyway? Sometimes it is like the goal, but it really is an unfolding. And it really, my life, I have to say that all of my dreams, you know, when I said I was a painter, when I started painting, I wasn't very good, but eventually got better because I just let it unfold. And the same with music. I played music as a kid. I loved John Denver. I thought I would love to write songs like John Denver. So I go, I'm definitely not very good. I'm never going to do that. Well, 20 years of not playing at all, I picked up a guitar again 10 years ago after this awakening. And all of a sudden, I am now a professional singer-songwriter with a CD. I had no idea, but the dreams unfolded. So, you know, these are like really important, and it comes down to, it's the only thing that matters, really, because our dreams are not about, and I have a conversation with, well, I get people, I can't do what you do because, you know, I have kids, and if God called me off to go to Alaska or something, you know, what about my kids? God knows you have a kid! You're not going to get called off to do something that's, you know, not good for your family. Trust this. So let's go to the next slide here. And this, I love this quote. And it really showed me what happened to me because I stopped letting what wanted to come through me to go chase that money thing. And I was almost destroyed. So how do we manifest miracles? So this is, I do want to give you some how-to inspiration, remind you that it is vitally important. And if you are in your life, you know, already pursuing your dreams, you know that's true, but encourage everyone around you. Remind them of who they are and to really inspire, because I think this is how we heal the world. And I think this is how we actually can, you know, manifest the miracles that really do bring love and light and to all of us. And it's through us, and it's with us. So let's go to the next step. I was given, so back to a little bit of the story. So 10 years ago, I was you know, journaling with God, and then, you know, after about a year of this, I was told, well, you're going to be a spiritual teacher. And I'm like, you got the wrong person. I'm not, no, I don't want to. And then it was like, I was writing all this, and I was getting this incredible information, and I found I was a channel, and I could channel for other people, and it was like, I don't want to be the guru. I don't want people to call me to solve their problems, and it's like, no. And I got, God's like, no, silly. You're supposed to teach everyone that they can do this too. That we all can connect to our own divine wisdom. We all can receive those messages. We all can know who we are, and we can live that. And it's just a matter of knowing how. And so I said, okay, well, how? And aside from the lots of ways that I, you know, was taken through the processes, I was given a process called the 4 Steps to Divine Mastery. And I think we did put some sheets on the back you could take with you on your tables that have the steps. So go ahead, Diane. So the 4 Steps to Divine Mastery. Well, the first step came over and over again. I was in step 1 for years. And you know, I would, you know, ask every day, like, what do you want me to do? What should I do? It's like, Diane, step 1, connect to Source. And it's like, okay, so I write over and over again, step 1, connect to Source. And then I finally got it. It took me a long time, but I began to feel and understand who I was. And then the next step was divine patience, and it was really focusing on being connected, just focusing on being in peace and love. And so the shift was to remember that I am divine, to move within, connect to who I truly am. Connect to that peace and love. Feel that peace and love flowing through me, shifting my level of consciousness, and then I was able to receive the divine epiphanies. I was able to receive the guidance and messages very clearly because I made the space. And God told me, Diane, it's your responsibility to do 1 and 2, and then I'll do step 3. Soul will show up and come through. And then together we'll do step 4. Say yes. Do what is yours to do and let the universe manifest miracles. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to jump into this, and we can talk more if you'd like to say about that. You've got the sheets on the slips to use. I got the 5 minute. I want to do my last song for you. And this song, I'm going to switch microphones again. So this song, and we miking it down here. Testing, there we go. So, again, I'm kind of obsessive. I have a lot of things. I live in Lyons, and I live right by a place where golden eagles grow up. And 3 years ago, I got a chance to watch Goldie grow up and fly. And this is actually a painting I did of her. And so I had this incredible experience of watching her grow up, and I actually found myself in the park every day, all day long, with the video camera, going, oh, the baby just flapped its wings. It was really incredible. Well, about 4th of July, the eagle expert said she was supposed to fly, and she didn't. She wasn't going anywhere. She wasn't really ready. And we're like, oh no. And they said, oh my gosh, sometimes they die in the nest. I'm like, we're so worried. So I went out to the park, and Diane, you can go ahead and flip over. So I went out to the park, and I brought my guitar, and I wrote her this song. And I realized this song was for me, and maybe it's for some of you as well. But I also invited Goldie along, and there she is. That's the eagle. There is something that looms before you now, something greater than you've ever done before. Time is upon you and you're standing on the ledge. You are ready to take this step. You've been preparing for this all your life. The stars are shining, they are perfectly aligned. Follow your heart and you will know how to begin, for it is time to trust the wind. Fly, baby, fly. Where you belong is up in the sky, for if you stay here, you'll surely die, for you were born to fly. It's a long way down and I'm sure you are afraid. So this is the time you must rely on faith. Remember who you are and what you're meant to bring. Look behind you, you have wings. Fly, baby, fly. Where you belong is up in the sky, for if you stay here, you'll surely die, for you were born to fly. For you are loved, and you have so much support. Thank you.